All right. Good evening, everybody. We're going to do, it's part of our flake month and we're doing snowflakes. And so I have yet another snowflake for us to do. You know, it's funny because as I'm researching snowflakes and I keep finding more and I'm like, oh, they're going to kill me if I do more snowflakes. So we won't be doing one next week. But anyway, there's more. I found more. So anyway, the snowflakes that we worked on last week, I did do some adjustments. I think I sent an email out regarding some of my adjustments. I don't know if you got that. So no, well, one did, one didn't. I don't know. Okay, so I sent it to Brenda and to Leslie because they were part of the thing, but I don't know why you didn't get mine, Brenda. So anyway, I kept cutting snowflakes from last week and like I have a billion of them. I took them to my dentist's office and left some there. It's like so many of them. Anyway, but tonight we're going to work on, and we're using our lovely toilet paper rolls that I always like to do things with. And I'm finding more things to do with toilet paper rolls. So keep these, don't throw them away. We're going to do more stuff with toilet paper rolls. Or if you don't like the idea of the toilet paper roll, then there's always paper towel rolls if you're squeamish. Anyway, so today we're going to work on these little snowflakes, and they're very similar to a project that we've done before, except we're not going to be putting Mod Podge in them or anything like that. So we did these little, I did this little snowflake, and then the other one I went a little bit further and I glitterized it. So it's got glitter on it. And I thought it was a little bit more Christmassy to do that. So anyway, so I'm going to switch the view, I guess. And oh boy, here I go. Share screen. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna be so good at this soon. He won't need me anymore. There we go. Now I just need to make it bigger. No, I need to make this bigger. What's going on? Okay, so now I don't know what I'm doing.
It's big on my screen.
Well, I can't see anything.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like it normally looks for me.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I'm so small. I can hardly see it. So let me see. Maybe I need to go to sharing. No. Well, I don't know. Okay, I'll just keep going this way. If you guys can see okay with my hands and stuff, then I'll just continue on. It's just I can't see what I'm doing on the screen. So, all right. So the only problem with working with glitter is that you get glitter everywhere. And now my whole table is full of glitter. So no framing for me for a while because it'll be everywhere. So here's the one that I did with the glitter on it.
Oh, that looks pretty on the black.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to see, yeah, it's hard to see it on the white. So I thought like a black sheet would help. Anyway, so what we're going to do is you just take your toilet paper rolls. Now I know like the rolls that I'm getting, these are kind of nice because they're really white. But, you know, I've done these with, you know, when we did the other project with the browner ones, and they just more look like metal, I think, when you do that. But anyway, so what I did is I just cut very, very thin strips because I didn't want it to be really, really bulky. So I'm just folding my thing in half, and then I'm just going to cut a bunch of strips. You know, and then I told you guys all the supplies to bring, but I don't think I kept all those supplies for me. So I might have to get up a few times and get stuff.
So about how deep are you making these cuts? Like 3/16, quarter inch?
Oh, I don't know. Let me get a ruler and I'll tell you. I don't think they're quite a quarter inch. I think they're less than that. So probably a quarter of an inch.
Okay.
Is that a quarter? Yikes. Yeah, that's a quarter of an inch. So I'm doing about a quarter of an inch, sometimes maybe a bit thinner. I mean, if you wanted to be super precise, you could measure down the edge of your toilet paper roll and cut them all exactly the same size, but That just seems,
Leslie,
yeah, that seems, yeah. Leslie can do that. What are you showing? She has, oh, yeah, she's got it all measured. There you go. Anyway, so I'm not that particular. Hmm? So anyway, so I'm just gonna cut up the whole thing. So then I have lots of pieces. All right, that one I'm gonna throw away. It's too thick. Okay. So the thing about the folding is you can do lots of different things with the folding. There's that. Couple of tools here. Oh, I thought I had a thingamajigger. As I searched through my stuff because I had a thing I wanted to try with these as I was folding. There it is. Oops. Okay. So when you're folding, I mean, you can take this. I'm just going to use my piece of black paper because then it shows up a little bit better. So, I mean, I could go with a preliminary sort of shape, you know, just sort of placing things to make it look a little bit like a star or a snowflake or. But there's no reason that you have to stick with this. I mean, you can take these and you can do all sorts of things like, you know, sort of bend it in, and which I've done on one of these pieces. Maybe you bend it in and then you bend it back. And then you end up with like sort of just a different shape. Of course, again, you could measure all of these out, but I'm not going to be that precise. I'm just going to wing it a bit. And it's hard because you get that one side that, you know, where the toilet paper sort of folds over a little bit. And so sometimes that sort of dictates where you fold, but you kind of have to force it to do what you want it to do. I think I went too far. Oh, this one's not working out so well because I got this really thick part here that I'm having a hard time folding. Well, that's gnarly. Okay. I might change that one out. So once you've done, you know, like a few folds and stuff like that, you can start adding pieces to what you've got so far. And, you know, thinking about different ways of folding things. I'm going to show you a trick that I know, and it's part of, you know, how you do sort of paper quilling. And I don't know if you guys have ever done that before. We'll probably be touching on that together, doing some paper quilling.
I have done a little bit of that.
Have you? My mom loves doing that. So
I haven't done a lot, but I made Valentine's one year for my
that's nice.
grandkids
Yeah.
that were quilled.
So what quilling is folding and, you know, manipulating paper or turning it. So I'm going to just cut one of these up, and I'm using like a pin or a, you know, I have a little tiny awl, but I can take this and I can take the paper and just sort of, it's a little difficult to get started, but once I get it started, then I can roll the paper around this needle or whatever you're using to get a nice tight, well, it's not super tight, but it's easier with paper because the paper is not as thick as this. I'm dealing with cardboard here. So once I've got it started, then I can sort of continue to roll it. This would make a nice little center if you wanted to make a centerpiece for your whatever you're doing, like a little sort of button in the center. But anyway, or you can do something like that. It's like a little squiggly. You know, some of the other ones that I did is I just cut them in half and then made them smaller. Because then I can take them in and put them inside, or you know, you're just sort of playing with the shapes and seeing what they can do. Maybe I want it out here. I feel like that. That's an idea. And I'm just sort of, you know, I'm just sort of putting it together quickly right now, just so that I can sort of see what I'm going to need, what other pieces I'm going to need. So now I've got like this little extender here. But I feel like I want to do something inside each of these. I could do like this little circle. I could just have it on each of these corners. It's going to be a lot of circles I got to do. And I think if you're doing this with paper, which you could do because it's quilling, it's kind of like quilling and you're using paper strips, you can be a little bit more delicate and maybe a little bit more precise. But part of this is just to, I think I'm going to put this one in the middle.
How are you getting them so narrow? Mine just want to wow out and be big and chunky.
Like the thickness of the cut?
No, how the teardrop shape expands.
Well,
Doesn't want to.
I think mine, I folded it in half when I was cutting it, so they're already quite narrow. And I could probably widen them or narrow them down, just depending on whatever I want. So I've got, who knew you could find so many things to do with toilet paper rolls? And again, I'm still trying, I'm working as fast as I can, so you guys don't have to sit here and just watch me do this. And then the hard part is gluing it all together. because you have to be a little bit precise with that, and it takes time to hold it in place. Everybody's concentrating.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know if I can do all those squiggles. It would take me a bit too long. I mean, you could always take something else and roll them around something else, like a pencil or something like that, and come up with a different, maybe not as thick a roll. Maybe a looser roll is kind of nice. How many more do I need? 1, 2, 3 more. Perfect. Okay. I do 2 more, and then I have to go grab my glue because I only brought my liquid glue. I'll bring my glue stick. There. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my glue stick and my tweezers. Now, this is the hardest part, is gluing it all together, because they tend to sort of float around on you a little bit. And so I guess you just start with, your 2 biggest elements, and, the reason why you want to use a glue stick is because it sort of tacks in place better, faster. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my bottom edge there. And then I'm going to glue these guys together. And the reason why I wanted the tweezers is because sometimes it's hard to get my fingers in there, and I can actually hold them together with the tweezers. And that helps me just sort of like, sometimes I just can't get my fingers in there to hold it properly. So the tweezers kind of help with that. I can use them just to sort of tap down all that space that I've just glued. And I mean, you don't have to make this into like a round thing, like a flower or snowflake. You could make it into a different shape if you wanted. Oh, did you guys see that? They all just fell off. Darn. Get back on there. Guess I didn't put enough glue on this one. I was doing so well. Trying to go too fast. Okay. I mean, and it wouldn't be bad to just, once I get my base done, sort of the largest components of what I'm building, and to just let it sit for a little bit before I start adding other things to it. Just gonna let it sit there for a second. So there's the base of what I want to create. And then I'm thinking of doing things like this. I might clean up the edge a little bit. There, so now I've got I think I like that, so I'm gonna take it apart. I have this pesky little edge here that just I don't like. This is that one that I was having a hard time folding. Change of plans. I'm gonna try it in here.
Well, I always say there's no mistakes, just opportunities to be creative.
That's right. It's like, okay, well, I didn't like what it did, so I'm just going to try something else now. Oops.
No, I would disagree, Elizabeth. I make mistakes.
That's all right.
This cardboard sticks really good to my fingers.
Well, there you go. It sticks to something at least.
Yeah. Sticks a lot better to my fingers than it does to each other.
Yeah.
Karen,
Mm-hmm.
when you start, can you visualize what it is your end result is gonna be?
Absolutely not.
You don't do that?
No, I'm just sort of folding as it feels, and I'm sort of creating it as I go, right? Because like even the preliminary sort of layout that I had has changed because I didn't like what was going on here. And even then, even now, I'm still changing it as I go because I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do with these curls? And what I was going to do, where I was going to put them, I've just put something else now. So now I have to do something else with these circles that I created. But that's, for me, that's part of my creative process, is sort of inventing it as I go along. Or fighting with it as I go along. That's what I
Yeah,
feel.
fighting, that's the word.
Yeah. What I'm feeling like right now. It's like stick, stick.
I think my toilet rolls are heavier cardboard than yours, and they don't like to bend very much.
Yeah, I think, I guess it depends on the different brands. I know this
Yeah.
brown is maybe a little bit thicker than the white ones that I have.
Yeah, and even your brown one looks thin compared
Thin
to
compared
mine.
to
Mine are
yours.
heavy.
Really?
Yeah, they're heavy duty. Strong cardboard.
Who
Couldn't
knew?
we just double roll like a piece of copier paper?
Well, you could just do it with a single roll of copier paper too. I mean, it's just, that's what they do in quilling. It doesn't have to, I guess it doesn't have to be a toilet paper roll. I like to find uses for unusual things.
Yeah, I tried because I don't like the brown toilet paper rolls, which is what mine is. So I tried using some cardstock that I had around, but the cardstock, it is not working
Really?
very well. It just won't glue at all, and it doesn't curve like the toilet paper roll, kind of, because it's already curved.
Yeah, maybe.
And yeah, it just really didn't work very well for me at all.
Yeah,
Wasn't
maybe
happy.
cardstock would be harder, but regular paper, like colored paper, would
Yeah.
probably be okay. Mm. I don't think my little curly cue for the middle is going to work, so I'll just put that somewhere else. So I'm just sort of trying to decide what to do with these other pieces that I have. See if they'll work. It's kind of actually nice to have the tweezers because they kind of, you can just sort of pick up pieces and place them. Okay. How you guys doing? Everybody's concentrating.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's lying here, but it really wants to come apart.
I'm just, yeah, sort of reinventing mine as I go. Sometimes I just feel it's how you hold your face too. Oh my goodness. Hmm. Well, I would like to tell you that next week is not going to be so fiddly, but it might be fiddly because it's origami.
Ah,
But we won't have to reinvent it because it's already been invented.
okay.
We're going off off a pattern. So that'll be good. Okay. Sometimes I just gotta make sure I have a good chunk of glue on it. And it just seems to help.
Yeah, the kind of glue that you use makes a difference too. I made the mistake of getting the glue stick that starts with an E,
Yep, I
and
know.
it is terrible.
Horrible. I hate that stuff. Good old Oohoo.
I got this one I've never tried before, and so far I'm really liking it. It's called Recollections. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to say that.
No, Recollections, that's a scrapbooking, that's a brand of scrapbooking materials.
This one by the 3M people is quite good. It's hard to find though.
Scotch.
One of those, yeah, one of those ones you can get in the US.
Yeah.
Used to be able to get it here easily enough, but if you're on a trip, it's worth a stop into Staples or Office Depot. So if I do that, what if I do this one?
So sometimes if you can't get it to glue, sometimes it's nice to get like just a chunk of glue or rip off the thing. You can get a chunk of glue with a tool or something and just place it on the paper. Because then you have a nice little thick glob of the glue stick.
In the event that you hear a lot of sighing going on, my husband is watching a war movie and I think it's stressing him out.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. I thought you said that. I thought you were thinking that we were all going to be sighing because it's not, they're not sticking together.
That too. Oh, it's looking cute, Karen.
Yeah, it's kind of coming together. It's not my favorite, but you know, it's just, so I'm just trying to get these things to stick to these circles, which is not easy. Thank goodness for the tweezers.
So my hubby's not doing very well these days.
No,
No,
that's not good.
he might have to have some more chops.
Oh, That's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not good at all. We're hoping that he's got wounds on his both his little fingers and then one on his remaining leg,
Mhm.
and they are looking bad. So I'm kind of worried about him.
I guess. Bill's coming to check on me, make sure I'm okay. And make sure I'm actually teaching you guys. He's gonna see what I've done on this computer and he's gonna go, what did you do? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what I did.
Karen showed up.
I know, I was like, la, 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 la. I don't know what happened. I tried to make the screen bigger and it made this whole thing bigger, but for them, they can see it. It's big. Like Brenda said, it looks normal to them, but it's not normal for me.
No,
So I don't know what I
No.
did.
no, not.
I don't
It's
know.
not so normal.
I don't know what it is.
But we're all having fun, aren't we?
Well, they're sighing a
Very
little.
much.
I'm gonna click here.
I was like, I was saying, I'm so good at this now. And then I mucked it around. I don't know what I did. It looked different today.
Yeah, different.
It does.
I'm not even really sure what you've done, dear.
I don't know. I tried to expand it and expanded that thing and not the shared.
Yeah, is it hidden underneath here? Oh, there it is. You hid it underneath. You expanded
it-
the window.
That's fine.
It looks normal to
What
us.
am I doing?
What you doing? That's so
Oh,
cute.
now I can see what
Aw.
I'm doing. It looks horrible.
It looks so good, so small, but now that it's so big.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So, well, I'm just excited she made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited I made it too. There you go. Everybody else was quite happy at not listening to my show anymore.
And I guess if you'd have had the sound on, however that works, you'd have heard me because I was like, hello.
Oh, yeah.
hello."
Exactly. I'm sitting at my desk and I'm like, oh, I can put this away and I'll put that away. And oh, I put this away and
So it's all
Studio-
cleaned up?
no. But my cutting table's clean. And this table's fairly clean.
Very good.
And my normal desk is kind of clean. It's just all the stuff that's still on the floor and that I have to step over. That's all right. I'll get it all figured out soon.
When you add your sprinkles or your glitter, what adhesive do you use?
I was using a liquid glue.
Is that a spray on?
No, it's just a big bottle of glue.
Oh,
So are you ready to do that already?
no, I was asking, I must have missed it earlier. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, I just said that I put the sparkles on, but I didn't say how I did it. I've got a sheet of paper here that I'm going to show you. I don't know if I can show it with this one. What's our time like? Oh my goodness. Wow, the time flies when you show up late. Well, it's like I've got one area that I feel is actually in pretty good shape here because I've got the circles in. I've got these two edges kind of glued to the other edge, but it's going to take me a bit of time to get through all of these and do that. So I can show you how to do the sparkles. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So, and you'll have to just sort of bear with me. My liquid glue, I found out was not so liquid because I think it's from my mom's place. It's pretty old. So it would be much easier with liquid glue. I have this sort of shiny paper. It's from a laminating pouch. So I'm going to get my liquid glue that's not so liquid. See if I can get some on there. It's really kind of gooey. I added some water to it today, but it's not quite set. Yeah, I don't even want to throw away like old yucky glue like this because that'd be just a waste. So,
We are kindred spirits because I used an ancient bottle of glue to make packaging yesterday for a painting I had to send away.
oh, there you go.
And oh yeah, it was terrible. It was just like chunky.
Yeah, this
I
is
just
almost-
took a credit card and I just smooshed it out.
I know this is almost like cottage cheese that I'm pulling out here. It's just gross, but you know, it's such a big bottle, and I brought it all the way from Victoria. I was like, oh, I got to use that up. So my poor mom, you know, she kept all this stuff. She likes collecting all this stuff, but then she doesn't always use it, so then it just goes bad. So I'm just going to use the one that I did the sparkles on before. So because you could, I mean, if you're going to put this on a Christmas decoration, you could do both sides, whatever. So I just, you know, I just put the glue down, and then I just sort of move this around in the glue to get glue on the edge. I mean, I really had to move it around because it's so chunky. So once I've got all the glue on there, then I have another sheet of this that I have all the sparkles on. And then you just, you know, sort of dust it around in the sparkles. And then it should pick them up. Now there might be some areas, because of course your snowflake isn't, well, mine isn't perfectly flat because, you know, I didn't measure and they're not all the same sizes. So there's some areas that I've missed, but I can just take a little bit of glue and put that on there and put it back in my sparkles and see if I can pick up more sparkle on there for any bits that I've missed. You know, there's just little edges here. And as long as it has a little bit of goo on it, you should be able to pick up those sparkles. And you know, it's not so bad if you have areas that don't have sparkles, because they're just, I mean, it's a snowflake. They're not 100% perfect anyway. Usually not really sparkly either. So. So that's sort of how I got the sparkles on it. It looks
Nice.
very, very delicate and happy anyway. And then, you know, if you just had a ribbon, you just attach the ribbon or a string, and then you can have it as an ornament or hang it in your window. Be quite pretty. So, okay, I'm just going to show you real quick what we're going to do next week. Next week, origami. So I played around with this a little bit. This is a pattern that I've done before. And I thought, well, let's get away from snowflakes and do stars. So this is just the base of the fold. And this is a big one that I did. And it's not bad for one side. The other side's not so great. But because you're supposed to do this with the star.
Oh, that's pretty.
This on one way and then this on the other side. So I'll have the instructions on how to do this, and I just used like this, that first green one. It's too big. I feel it's too big and too cumbersome, but this is a nice size, and I think it's about 3.5 inches for 3.5 inch squares. And I'm not using origami paper. I'm just using colored copier paper to do it. Okay, it's a little bit more stable. Then the one that I really like doing with the 2-inch squares is that one. And
So pretty.
so fun, right? And anyway, so the only thing I don't like about these, once I get them all together, because my folds are not always perfect, this center isn't so great. But in the instructions, I said if you brought like a sequin or a bead or something, you could glue a bead in there and it would stabilize the whole thing a little bit better and give you a center point. So anyway, that's what I thought we would do next week is try some stars. I know it's still kind of Christmassy, but you know, 'tis the
But
season.
it's Christmassy time, so.
It is, exactly. So anyway, so origami next week. So you'll need, I mean, you could do it all one color if you wanted, or you could use parchment. It's quite pretty if you do it in parchment because it's kind of like sort of see-through and pretty. Or you could try the 2 different colors like I have. So anyway,
So did you, is that just tin foil in the middle or what is that?
no, this
Is
is
that a
a,
foil paper?
it's a foil origami paper actually.
Oh, I
This,
see.
this one is actually made out of origami paper because I had a whole bunch of pieces that were cut. But yeah, you could use anything you want, you can use for folding these. I'm just going to show you my little 2-inch. Well, these are a little bit more than 2 inches, but you know, this is kind of fun too.
Oh, yeah.
Little bits of maps and, you know, this is the foil paper. I have quite a bit of it. And then what else have I got in here? You know, just colored origami paper, or, you know, you could use wrapping paper or
Mhm.
whatever you like. Like my little, it's my origami box to hold my origami paper.
Nice.
A little bit nuts. Anyway, so that's
Yep.
what we'll be doing next week. And yeah, if you have some paper and things like that, then you don't need a lot, but even just color copier paper is quite nice. So, and you can do Christmas colors, or you could do wrapping paper or whatever works for you. Okay. All right. I'm going to see if I can, oh my goodness, see if I can switch this so that we can see what everybody did tonight. Brenda, did you do one?
Well, sort of. I didn't, it's nothing fancy. It's just,
Okay, can everybody see that?
That's nice.
That looks nice. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, it
It's
is
not-
nice.
it's not fancy, that's for sure, but that's what I
Okay.
did.
I like
So
that.
it's not sparkled or anything. It's just put together.
Well, you know, the sparkles are everywhere. Poor Bill's gonna have sparkles all over his computer.
You know, it looks pretty, but I hate sparkles
I know, me too. They're like,
because they get everywhere.
they do get everywhere. I know. Okay, Elizabeth, what did you come up with today? Let me just
Okay,
highlight
this is,
just a minute. Okay,
okay. There, I'll put it up against
Ooh.
this.
Cool,
So you
very
can kind of
nice.
see it.
that looks
I did
nice.
sort of get something together,
Yeah.
mostly.
Well, that would, you did very well considering the toilet paper didn't want to fold.
Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle, but you know, I persevered.
You sure did. Okay. Leslie, how'd you do?
Well,
I'm just gonna.
trying to figure out if I can flip the screen. There we go.
Okay,
So-
it's sitting there.
It's partly
Oh,
glued
that's
together.
nice.
So
Very
it
nice.
took quite a bit of doing, and I need to glue my circles, and I think I'm going to do a few more circles.
Nice.
Now, what I'm wondering is, in a liquid glue, like, could I use glitter glue and just, no, I guess that wouldn't work, would it? Could I use glitter glue?
I think that seems like it would be a good idea.
To
Just
glue
go
it
along the
together or to-
edges.
Or to do the edges.
Maybe I would think it would drip down the edges maybe, so I might have to, I don't know, I'll figure it out, and then add more glitter.
Well, you know, if
then-
you had like, if you put the glitter glue on like a brush or a Q-tip, you could just put it on carefully instead of dripping it over, right?
That's
Instead of,
true.
you just paint it on. So
A little
that
bit of
might work.
control.
Yeah. Okay, Spencer, how'd you do tonight?
I don't have anything to share for show and tell tonight.
Aw.
Sorry.
Okay.
In other words, it's probably perfect.
Yeah,
We know you.
he's gonna come back and he's gonna send me an email this week and go, look what I did, and it's gonna be like this massive. Well, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It just, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I have one started. I'll work on this and try and get it finished, but yeah, it's going to take me a bit of time to get these little edges done the right way. So
I may not be here next week because I'm getting ready to go out of town to visit my folks. So sort of depending on how organized I am. Otherwise, I will watch your recording.
okay. All
'Cause I have
right.
a feeling I'll need a lot of replays.
Okay, I'm just going to see if I can do that. Okay, there we go. And play spotlight. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. And we can continue to play with these. We'll do the origami next week. So
Okay.
these are nice because you can stick them in your Christmas cards and send them to people. So anyway, well, I guess you could do that with these too. They might get crushed. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Sorry I was
Right.
late.
Thanks, Karen.
Karen.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thanks
Bye.
again. Bye.
Bye-bye.